What's up? Welcome to this video. I'm going to continue my review of the 2026 Home Business Academy review. And ultimately, I'm going to tell you about all of the updates. It's basically a huge overhaul. And if you've been following these videos, you are aware of a lot of things. Before I get into this video, I just want to say that I will be covering something that will be crucial for your business at the end. So stay tuned. It's something that really gave me an aha moment on my business journey. And I believe it'll definitely help you. And it's related to what I'm going to be showing you today in this app. So in this playlist, I just started going down talking about not random stuff in the app, but just going through small bits and pieces for you so that you can get an idea of how this can help you. And so I think the last thing I left off was the meditation and pray. I'm gonna go ahead and look at the visualization part and help you out with understanding how this can be beneficial no matter what you're promoting in business. If you decide to promote this app too, that's cool. You get 80% commission. But ultimately, if I click on this, if you don't remember or if you haven't watched other videos, you basically go through this morning routine, and I have visualized as the second thing that I want on here. Now, you can use this however you want. You have 6 images that you can put in here. And ultimately what happens is once you review these images, you close your eyes and you really think about it and visualize being into that new material thing if you want, or that new feeling, if you want to feel in, or some circumstances that you want to bring in your life. You visualize that, and feeling is extremely powerful. This should probably go at the end too. But I do have some good stuff for you at the end so you can kind of understand how crucial this is. But the feeling is the big game changer in all of this. Like with gratitude, with visualizing, the feeling is what's going to move things into your life faster. I've seen this happen, or I've witnessed this in my life. But ultimately, every day what you're doing is you're imprinting the image of the thing that you want in your mind. And you do this by repetition or impact. That's how you actually make change in your brain, and you'll start to see your circumstances change. So if you're like somebody who's always complaining about attracting a certain type of person in your life or a certain type of job that you don't like, all you need to do is run through this app every single day. And it's this thing called the gestation period, where I can't say run through this app for 40 days and you'll get all of your desires. That will be a lie, and it will be illegal to tell you that. But I will say that everything has a gestation period. We don't know when that gestation period is up for that desire. But if you want to move things along, like if you take care of a plant, you don't just leave a plant by itself sitting and I didn't think I was going to talk this long. Let me make it bigger. You don't leave a plant by itself sitting and expect it to do its thing on its own and check in randomly, and don't give it the proper nutrients, the proper watering, the proper sunlight. You just don't do that and expect for it to grow and flourish as best as it can. And some plants can be pretty self-sufficient, where it's going to hang on. It might be a little ragged. It's going to do what it needs to do to survive. And that's kind of like our brain power and our mind, our minds, our brains, our circumstances. All of this is a little forgiving. So say you forget some days to water your brain, water your seed, water your desire. The things that you've done in the past does not go to waste. But ultimately, in order to move faster, what you would do is tend to the seed more often. What does that mean? You want to show up and go through the motions of this app very often. So ultimately, what you want to do is revisit this. This will give you the repetition that you need in your life. Now, for me, I did mine a little bit different. It's a combo of a vision board for the stuff that I want. And I could just show you if I click on here. This is a car that I have on my vision board, and I get to close my eyes and see what that car looks like. I can even add something like scent that I smell by getting into a car and things like that. So you sit and you visualize. Even adding music can help maximize the feeling place of this. But a lot of times I use people in my vision boards, and to me it's because that's what life is all about. It's not all about just material things. But if I could, spend more time with family, or spend quality time with family, do the things that we want to do in this life, that's what kind of move my emotions. So I put people in there too. So you can do however you want to do it. But once you do the visualization piece, I'm not going to mark this as complete because I want to run through this. Now, the purpose, the really cool part about the purpose and the affirmations is that it's already pre-done for you. Now, you could choose to take it out, edit it, leave it, but ultimately you'll have the purpose, which is like a major definite purpose that's in there for you. You can fill in what you want to attract, or, you can put in the date as well as to when you want to attract that by. And also in the affirmations, we have the self-confidence formula. And I like to put our Freedom Crusaders manifesto in here so you can edit and add and subtract what you want. I also added a new customer, pretty much like an affirmation, just a statement as to what I want to attract in my business as a customer. So you could put virtually anything you want in here that you want to correct in your life. I might even put something around technology. And it was like one thing that I kept saying, that I am repeatedly doing something, or something repeatedly is happening to me in my life that I do not like. And so you could easily identify those things. You can create a statement of what you prefer and you put it in there. And a lot of people don't understand the power of that because you're really rewiring the brain. Now, I know this is hard to believe. how powerful this is. And I'm starting to think that this little $10 app is probably the most powerful product that I have that I resell. Why? Because it's not about, if you resell it for $10, you get an $8 commission. You can literally change the face of your business, change the face of your family, change the face of your relationships, and live a more extraordinary life by following these principles. And one of the things that happened to me before I even started using this app, one of the things that happened to me in my life was that I remember I was struggling in my business so bad, and I was just now learning some of these concepts of think things into existence, be positive, and state clearly what you want. And I think that's really huge, is for you to clearly state what it is that you want so that you can give the desire over as clearly as possible and get back more of what you want versus a mixed desire. A lot of times we bring back a partial of what we want and a partial of what we don't want because of fears and things like that. But if you're clear, or just not being clear can give you that too. But if you're clear about it, you get back more of what you want. And I remember learning this stuff and testing things out. And I remember struggling so bad. I wasn't making any money whatsoever. I was throwing all of my money down the drain doing who knows what. And I remember saying to myself out loud that I want a business where the customers call me with a credit card in their hand ready to buy. And not even, I want to say a few weeks later, I remember someone calling me on the phone and literally telling me just that. I can't remember what company it was. I can't remember what the product was, but I remember him saying something that specifically stood out to me and changed my life forever when it came to understanding this stuff. And he said to me, in this business or XYZ business, people come to you with their credit card in hand ready to buy. And I remember being blown away like, oh my gosh. And it did not resonate with me to be a part of that company, but I remember thinking like, this is exactly what I said I wanted. And some people can call that a coincidence, but it happened over and over and over and over again for different things that I stated that I wanted, that I used different strategies and techniques and tactics or whatever you want to call it. So I know this stuff works. And I really believe that by going through this app genuinely each and every day, going through the motions of this, it will help you keep your mind on your business, keep your mind on your desires, and it'll help you attract more things to you. So anyway, you can find this app at the top of the description of this video. If you want to grab it, go ahead and tap into this tool, purchase it, try it out. You'll also have access to me and a community of people who are willing to help you. And again, you can resell it if you want. You don't have to. Share it with your family and friends, as you will also get 7 free family accounts with the purchase of this app, which I think is pretty cool. And I will see you on the next video.